Hi there Pisces, welcome to your reading for March 2025. Cleanse your space and meditate on your card. If you are not interested in the astrological forecast for the month of March, please have a look in the description box down below to where I listed a few timestamps to when the tarot reading actually begins. But we're going to start the astrological forecast for the month of March, and we have quite a few conjunctions this month, and it's going to be with our moon. So our moon is our connection. It represents our emotions, a bit of femininity, a bit of beauty, the subconscious, but mainly our emotions and how our emotions are going to be and be seen in different kind of aspects of our lives. So we're starting on the 1st of March with a conjunction of Moon and Mercury. Mercury is the planet of communication, adaptability, mentality, look, mind, and how we share our thoughts. It's going to be uniting our thoughts and feelings, making us really good communicators, allowing us to deep dive into our spiritual connection. But it's asking us not to live in our heads too much and only really expressing ourselves when we are not feeling too emotional, like too angry or like explosively angry or overly sad or overly anxious or anything like that. On the 2nd of March, we have a conjunction of Moon and Venus is the planet of love, beauty, balance. It can bring a blend of beauty, emotional depth, financial ease, but also challenges in emotional stability. This celestial event has happened already once this year, and it did happen when the moon was in Pisces. And this time again the moon will be in Pisces, so it's asking us to really connect with our intuition and our own depths. On the 3rd of March, we have a conjunction of Mercury and Neptune. Mercury, like we said, is the planet of communication, mentality, adaptability, and how we share our thoughts. And Neptune is a planet of inspiration, magic, illusion, spirituality, the subconscious, fantasies. It also intensifies intuition and compassion, and this is your ruling planet, Pisces. It makes us focus our thinking and our communication onto spiritual topics, mysteries, and secrets, and it's a little time to dive into creativity and into occult studies. Don't expect to find your answers in one thing only. You will be probably led down a few different rabbit holes. But also, if you are interested in connecting with the beyond, make sure that you take care of yourself and your space. The sun is in Pisces at this time, which also helps you and guides you and aids you. Just make sure that you are very much grounding yourself plenty at this time so you don't feel lost, Pisces, because it's very easy for us Pisceans to just float away, kind of. So just make sure very much so that you are grounded. On the 6th of March, we have a conjunction of Moon and Jupiter is a planet of principles, growth, expansion, adventure, healing, good fortune, miracles, and wisdom. And it's another conjunction that probably will aid us into steering our course of life onto a higher alignment. This event could also bring harmony and balance into our lives, but also into successes, also bring success in aligned careers, spiritual growth, intuition, financial gains, and good health. On the 9th of March, we have a conjunction of Moon and Mars is the planet of masculinity, the warrior, courage, strength, ambition, impulsiveness, but also a bit of aggression and confrontation. And it can make us a bit impulsive, angry, overreactive, stubborn, but innovative. So make sure that you ground your feelings before you're expressing them, especially on the 9th of March. And on the same day, we also have a conjunction of Venus and Mercury. And since it's happening on the same day, it can be throwing us into a little bit of a whiplash of avoiding confrontation or getting it out of our system now. So Venus and Mercury is asking us to instinctively avoid confrontation and instead share our innovative ideas with clear perspective and good communication, sharing and a willingness to broaden the horizon of success and communication. On the 14th of March, we have a full moon in Virgo, but it will also happen with a total lunar eclipse. So this energy might be prominent for maybe 2 weeks, the week leading up to the full moon and the lunar eclipse, and the week after, or it might be lingering throughout the month. So you might be picking up on that. And it's going to tell us that safety, and it's going to lead us onto the track that safety and emotions are connected to order and clarity. And you will be getting a sense and a need to organize anything that is distracting or chaotic, like getting rid of all things that you're carrying around in your emotional backpack, or just decluttering your home space, or reorganizing that drawer that you've been putting off and things like that. Also focus on being tolerant and accepting imperfection, Pisces, and allow things not to always have to live up to your expectations. All right. On the 20th of March, we have Neptune and a solar conjunction and the spring equinox, and it's also the last day of Pisces. So Neptune rules Pisces, and we start the new astrological year, basically the last day of the sun being in Pisces, with a heightened sensitivity to vibrational energy. And I don't think that's a coincidence that we're leaping into this new year, the new astrological year, once the sun moves into Aries on the 21st of March, with a really big bunt of heightened awareness. And we've been going through this healing stage throughout 2025 and really been asking to look at where are we not aligning. So we're starting the new astrological year on the 21st of March when the sun enters Aries. On the 28th of March, we have a conjunction of Moon and Saturn, and this has also happened one time this year already. Saturn is the planet of discipline and structure, and really, once again, this year, have a look on how your structure is impacting your emotions and vice versa. Make sure life's demands are not weighing you down too much, but if they are, have a look at what you can change to align yourself. It's a great time to start meditating. I feel like all the other water signs have had a lot of healing energy and emotions that they need to kind of work with, and I feel like that might not be different for you as well, Pisces, since you're the final water sign. Because the moon is all about emotion and Saturn is all about discipline, so combining those two in meditation is such a great thing to start with. On the 29th of March, we have the new moon in Aries, sun and moon propelling us into April, and we want to get going with our intentions. Pivot or lean into discomfort if you need to. Aries is a fire sign, and fire has the power to either destroy or to blaze path for new growth and fresh beginnings. So we really want to embrace that new fresh start. In all the other readings, I've mentioned also that before, when I actually did Aries reading, was when the first it came up the first time, and it's been quite prominent throughout the readings I've done for the month of March, is that it's going to be a month of water and fire. And I thought at first it would be Pisces and Aries, like kind of a no-brainer, but it's kind of more like a healing energy, and kind of these forces opposing and kind of needing to bring these together to move forward, if that makes sense. In your meditation before this reading, I also saw a big pulsing triangle, and I don't know if that means anything for you. I also thought about the pyramids, but there was a big pulsing triangle. So I don't know if there's like 3 different aspects in your life that you might want to have a look at into balancing, or it might be 3 main things that might be the theme for the month of March. But like I said, I've cleansed your space, I meditated on your cards, but I do like to cleanse the space one time with you before we get going, and you will be hearing 3 loud sounds, and I will begin now. Thank you so much, Pisces, for being here. We are going to start having a look at the spirit animals for the month of March for you. Spirit, please guide you for your highest good. Thank you very much. We have the crow, we have the nightingale, and we have the elk. Thank you so much. I don't know if you got the nightingale last time in your reading as well. I don't fully remember. But we're going to have a look at these ones. And I feel like the nightingale is all about, singing in the darkness. Nightingale is all about finding your inner voice and how to reconnect with that. It's maybe start singing, and you maybe even talk a bit more about your inner world maybe. I also feel like this is the moon. So maybe the moon, since it's so prominent in the month of March, that you might be picking up on some undercurrent. But that is what I'm getting there. But also really reconnect to your voice this month of March. That's what I'm getting. But I'm going to have and consult the guidebook for these 2 others. We have another bird there, so it's going to be quite interesting what it has to say about it. So let's start with the crow. And it's about spiritual, strong, creative, and watchful. The crow has been a symbol of magic. A crow personality is drawn to the supernatural and has a gift for seeing the unseen, knowing the unknown. It is said that the crow holds within its mind's eye the three realities, past, present, and future. Crow energy is potent and should only be tapped into when the mind is clear. Those with crow tendencies must balance their lives with a healthy diet, joyful friends, and regular self-study. When it's in balance, it's psychic, it's strong, it's clear. When it's out of balance, it's ungrounded and hypersensitive. To bring it into balance, you need daily meditation practice. Maybe that's also why I was getting that triangle, past, present, future, mother, maiden, crow. Okay, that's cool. I also have the elk here, so it's all about stable, resilient, headstrong, and the father. The great elk represents the earth element in its masculine form. This means it provides underlying support and stability amidst life's many changes. An elk personality, whether male or female, is fully established in themselves and knows their core values. They become known and respected for acting in ways that uphold those values. Sometimes the elk's ego can become inflated, but for the most part, they make damn good fathers, mothers, lovers, and friends. The world needs more elk energy. When it's in balance, it's supportive, kind, and consistent. When it's out of balance, it's a bit pretentious, high, and mighty. And to bring this into balance, Pisces, you need to eat and drink more consciously. The elk is also considered the king of the forest. I just want to say that. Right, so now I want to have a look at the theme for the month of March, the theme for the reading, things to keep in mind, and what I will be referring back to as the reading is progressing. But you have Uranus, spark of genius and ascension there. Great, 9 plus 2 is 11, so that is a master number. Thank you very much. It is also very close to Neptune, isn't it? Both blue planets there. Spark of genius and ascension. I feel like with the ascension, you might want to connect to your voice and speaking truthfully and really connect with that. We also have dissolution, emotional clearing. So there's also talking about shedding your skin here and emotional clearing. Which also helps with your intuition, Pisces, because with your emotions, you get, and having those balanced, you are getting more in touch with your intuition. You also have a conjunction, becoming whole again, and we have quite a few conjunctions this month, especially with the moon, like I said earlier, and that is your emotions in different aspects. So that is really connecting with it. I also feel like this also 3 shimmering bodies here, so I feel like this is what we need to focus on, shedding some skin here. Conjunction, becoming whole again. What else could Spirit guide Pisces to? And what is this reading going to be about? Thank you very much. You have sublimation, spiritual magic. You have the eagle there. The eagle's very free. You have the moon in the background there. Thank you very much. You have Lilith, dark divine mother of creation. So Lilith is the dark divine mother. So maybe you need to connect with your dark side a little bit. What have you been hiding away in your shadow? We also have projection. Wow, your spiritual gold. What are you projecting onto other people, and how are other people projecting onto you? You have also the number 44 there, which adding up to the number 8, which is karma and money. So it's about karma there. So make sure that you are projecting good things, and why, if you are not, then see what you have been hiding in your shadow. You also have Black Moon Lilith in Pisces. Honor your boundaries. You need to be working with your boundaries in order to become whole again. What are your boundaries, Pisces? I know Pisces is like the ocean. Do we even have boundaries? Yes, we do. We need to be a little bit better with them as well, don't we, Pisces? So I will be having a look at the past energy that you bring into the month of March. All right, okay. Wow. Okay, well, let's start with the 5 of Cups. The 5s are all about change and possibilities. And the 5 of Cups are generally him in this cape here, crying over these 3 spilled cups that he does not longer have, and he doesn't see these 2 that he still has. Does that make sense? It's about loss and grief and disappointment, focusing on that you can still salvage what's been lost. But since it came out into the reverse, it's like you're looking at what you still have in your life. You also have the 7 of Swords. The 7s are all about waiting and a high purpose. And the 7 of Swords is about deception and trickery and turning a blind eye. But it's mainly about being tactical. So this man here, he steals the sword from the enemy's army here. He steals the sword from the enemy's army here so that it cannot be used against him. I feel like maybe since it comes up into the reverse, maybe you've not been feeling so tactical. Maybe you've not been feeling like you need to be that tactical. Maybe you're coming out of a state of overthinking and going a little bit with the flow. We have the Knight of Wands, and the Knight of Wands is all about action, adventure, fearlessness, limitless. He is a man of action, and he's a manifester of an idea. He's focused on action. He has an idea, but he's focused on action. And he can be a little bit reckless and not consider consequences. So I feel like even though you're not being a bit tactical here, you still want to consider the possibilities and the consequences, but not ruminating in them too much. Or maybe that is what you're getting out of. You also have the 10 of Cups. I feel like you are getting your life in somewhat of an emotional order. The 10 is about all maximum expression, and this is about peace, contentment, emotional fulfillment, belonging, a deep sense of unity, and realizing that you are love. It's a deep sense of community with this card. That comes from also realizing that from love you heal. So it's about loving yourself so that it spreads out into your outer world, if that makes sense. So it's like you starting to find this love for yourself again and realizing that you have so much, but you still need to be aware of, instead of ruminating, I feel like that is the energy that you're leaving behind. Ruminating on the things that you've lost or that you might be missing out on, you're focusing instead on shifting your energy onto being here and now and being somewhat present. But still you want to be somewhat a little bit tactical moving forward. Maybe not feeling like, I'll just sort it as you're getting through it, because I feel like us Pisces, we can either be like fully into our own thoughts and not do anything, or we can just fully go with the flow and not kind of think about consequences. So I feel like you need to find somewhat of a balance between those two, and that is what you're coming into the month of March with. Do we have any hopes or fears for the month of March? Knight of Cups. So you want to reconnect and deepen, maybe even deepen your connection with your intuition. The Knight of Cups is all about diplomacy, romance, charm, realizing that there is love and beauty in, and even wonder in everything, everywhere. The Knight of Cups is in touch with his emotions, and therefore he's in touch with his intuition, and he's able to channel it into actions. And it could also be meaning that you're hoping for some sort of message to come through the month of March, like maybe you're waiting for a job, or maybe you're waiting for a job offer, or maybe a raise, or whatnot. It could be that you are invested in somewhat. There could be a message there coming through in the month of March for you, and I'm very proud of you, Pisces. You've been starting to move along here a little bit instead of just feeling stuck. What is the present energy for Pisces? 7 of Cups. I feel like you are sevens once again, in meaning waiting and a higher purpose. And the 7 of Cups is all about many choices, fantasies, illusions. It's also saying that you can commit to something even though it's not perfect, and realizing there's pros and cons with everything, and just be real, like ground yourself. Since this is into the reverse, I feel like you're starting to be able to be a little bit okay with it, and really realizing that I can commit from now, some sort of period of time, even though it's not exactly what I want. So that's what I'm picking up here. You also have the King of Wands into the reverse, and the Kings is about expressing their power with authority. And the King of Wands, he sees the big picture. He is a leader. He is overcoming challenges and having great vision and leadership. He is also understanding that drive, that he needs drive to get his vision going. He's inspiring to others through sharing his passion, and he accepts progress, not perfection, and he keeps goals realistically. So maybe you have somewhat a few goals that is not being realistic, and maybe you still are a little bit stuck in this perfectionist thinking. That's what I'm getting. Maybe you're also even struggling like with leaders around you, like what you learning from other people, or you feel maybe you've been hitting a glass ceiling there. Maybe that's why you're thinking that something else, or this message that you're waiting for could bring you onto higher things there. I'm just thinking out loud here. You also have the King of Cups, and this is a great card. You are really in touch with your intuition through the month of March, and maybe that's also why this is not a question, the Seven of Cups not being a question of is it illusion or is it my intuition. I feel like this is your intuition really talking to you. You're fully in touch with your intuition, and you're expressing your intuition and your emotions with authority. The King of Cups, he's very compassionate. He has a lot of self-control, wisdom. He is also secure, a secure emotional self. He has this balance between giving and receiving his emotions, and he has control over his emotions, we can say. He is still not like, he is still feeling all of his emotions, but he doesn't allow it to just overtake him. He's understanding maybe the undercurrents there. He has mastered his emotions and not ignorant. Is a card about diplomacy and good intentions, and you're having good intentions, but I really feel like you are in touch with your intuition here, and that is what you're trying to follow, and that is really what I'm getting, and that's what you kind of need as well, Pisces. What is the crossing energy here for Pisces for the month of March? What do they need to be aware of? What is the energy crossing this initial situation here? Eight of Wands. The eights are about transcendence of energy, and this is what you will mainly be working with throughout the month of March. So the Wands are about creativity, everyday willpower, and so on, but the Eight of Wands is more about rapid actions, movement, quick decisions, embracing the path and adapting to the path, kind of. Let's say go with the flow. It's about overflowing energy and being sure about your execution. You kind of have a plan, even though you want to go with the flow. It's good to have an underlying plan, just to know where to aim your arrows, right? Just to know where to aim it, but so you know that in which direction you want to go, but you don't want to be so fully maybe straight on into going there. You don't mind it going a little bit like this, because I feel like you're tapping into this, going with the flow energy. Eight is also about strength and karma. We also had eight in here as well, so it's all about emotional clearing and ascension here, and it's like you're stepping into it. I also feel like this might be going a little bit fast. That's also why you might need to focus on honoring your boundaries, so that you are still allowing yourself to go with the flow and heal if you are needing to connect here with your intuition, because there is some healing going on, but I feel like you've been tapping into it somewhat. Thank you so much. What's going on in Pisces' conscious mind? What are they working towards? Thank you. Seven of Wands. So the sevens are all about waiting and a higher purpose. You're working towards a higher purpose. And the Seven of Wands are all about standing your ground and defense and maintaining control, defending boundaries. So that's quite funny that it came just after I talked about boundaries. It is a card that says that you need to balance offense with defense. All right, not only offense, not only defense. You need to have a good balance in between those, and I feel like you are tapping into this. yeah, it's all about not only playing offense or defense, but needing to tap into both of them in order to achieve victory. Can I get another card explaining Pisces' conscious mind here? The Hierophant. Okay, you want to go your own way. The Hierophant is the number 5 in the major arcana, which is all about change, which is funny. We're talking about change here. The Hierophant is about traditions, conformity, moral ethics. What is tried and tested is true. You might be working towards, might actually having a pursuit of knowledge or a spiritual guides. You might be looking into that. But you, since this is all about conformity and traditions and what is tried and true is valued, kind of, you are starting to trust your inner wisdom instead of the outside control on you, and you're freeing yourself in order to pursue a new approach, right? This is really what I'm getting is you are kind of breaking ground here for yourself. And you know, Pisces, that just because it works for someone doesn't mean like it works for you, because we're all individuals and you are really in touch with that side of yourself. What is going on in Pisces subconscious, unconscious? Spiritual magic is what I'm getting here. If you're interested in magic and this spirituality, please have a little look at it through the month of March. The Six of Pentacles. Interesting. So the sixes are cards that are journey towards harmony here. You have, with the sixes, it's 3 on that side and 3 on the other side, right? So it is also the next step after 5, but it's a journey towards harmony, and it's a card about charity, generosity, sharing, giving and receiving in equal amounts here, because you have this scale here. And it's all about having compassion and understanding, and that breeds generosity. And also realizing that their position of having the upper hand can change at any minute. So you want to give from a pure place, and maybe that's also why you get into contact with that side of yourself, because you know that maybe if this is about a job, you know that maybe if you have some extra money, you can actually give towards something that you think is important to you. I think there's some sort of service here that you can actually do through the month of March that might actually help you reconnect here. It's also about the coins here. So maybe you are looking at balancing your education. Well, Pentacles is about education as well, but balancing your resources, not only necessarily resources in the sake of money, but education, like that is investing in yourself, like that kind of side of it. The home space, you're balancing these different sides up. That's really what I'm getting there. Thank you so much. I feel very light with this, and you're looking at it on how can I even increase it? How can I invest in my future somehow? And how can I give back to the people that gives to me? Because you want to be kind of equal on the scale here when it comes to receiving and giving. And if you've been feeling like you've mainly been receiving, this is a reminder to give back. But if you've also been feeling that you've mainly been giving, make sure that you are receiving as well. You also have the 8 of the 8 of Wands once again. So maybe you will be seeing the number 88 throughout the month. You have 2 7s here as well. You have another 7 there. So 8 8 5 5 7 7 might be numbers that you might be seeing or hearing through the month of March, which is also the third month of the year. Like we said, rapid movement, transcendence of energy, and this is really what you're looking at here. This is the underlying, the subconscious energy for you through the month of March, and you want it to go fast, you want it to happen quickly, and I feel like it's going to start moving quick. I don't know if you noticed lately that the energy is moving quite quicker. We have the 8 of Cups here into the reversed, and once again we have a number 8, and this is representing you for the month of March. The 8 of Cups is transcendence of energy, like we said, but it's all about change for the better and real. There's been so much disappointment and loss, and you're just walking away of what is no longer serving you, because you can't heal in a place that is still tearing you up, kind of. It's kind of like you rather lose a part of yourself in order to move on. But since it's coming into the reverse, maybe you're looking at how can this disappointment and this loss serve me for some time longer even, or how can it serve me in order for me to heal? It feels like you might be looking at that. I feel like maybe you've been so disappointed, maybe you've been feeling some light coming over the mountains. So you might be actually following that through and might be finishing this and realizing that it does not need to be perfection. You just want to see kind of where it takes you and what you can actually learn from this experience. So rather than just running from it, you kind of be like, okay, hold on, stop. Can I get something else out of the situation rather than what I thought from the very beginning? So maybe if this is about a job, maybe you decide to stay in that job for a little while longer because there might be something there that tells you that you're not fully done here. Maybe just wait a little bit. We're just rerouting your plans somewhat, or it's going to lead to something else. It's like you're picking up on this underlying energy, and the will to make things move a little bit faster might be where just holding on a little bit longer to where you're actually at before you actually start leaping into. What is the environment around Pisces for the month of March here? Oop. You have the Hangman into the uprights, or into the reverse, I mean, which is your card. It is all about sacrifice, release, martyrdom, being open to awakenings when they come. He's hanging upside down out of his own free will to gain enlightenment and to gain a new perspective on life. And I feel like this is into the reverse right now. For you, no, is into the upright for you because you are picking up on this energy. But in the environment around you, it's like people are not really realizing and being opening to awakenings when they're coming, or you feel like the people around you in the environment around you that they are not open to new perspectives, or they're not willing to really see that, or how the self-sacrifice is playing a role in the environment. You also have the Four of Cups here. The Four is about stability and consistency, and it's a card about apathy, introspection, disconnectedness, and being grateful for what you have. And there's a lot of deep contemplation and things being ignored here. He's being presented with this one cup, but he only sees these three cups here, so he is only focused on this and he can't really see the new things coming in. And I feel like that is kind of what you're picking up from your environment there, since it's into the reverse. I feel like this is blocked, and maybe that is blocked from the people around you, or people are not very open to it. That is really, I feel like those two go together. They're kind of snowed in there, but might be also feeling like you are a little bit against this now. It's like you seeing that this perspective is not going anywhere. There's no new perspective. And since this is into reverse, you're picking up on things coming in for you. Like there is some opportunities here. You have the Knight of Swords, and this is a card, one of my cards about going very fast. So it might be, you know, some intellect and some intellectual thoughts going quite, or moving rapid, or some ideas that's being shared very quickly, or you are feeling like you need to get on to this horse. So the Knight of Swords is all about drive, speed, and ambition. He's filled with a vision of an idea. Maybe this is also what you're picking up on, that you have this kind of somewhat, oh, there's no perspective and there's no new fresh energy. And then you have, on another hand, kind of it being balanced on filled with a vision of an idea. It's kind of like you need to choose who you're hanging around, if that makes sense. And gathered focus gives you direction. And, you know, he's going so fast on his horse. He just need to be aware on that there might be some obstacles on the road, like you want to be prepared for, like plan to where you're going to jump over the rock or whatnot. I feel like there is also, you need to choose here what you're surrounding yourself with. You have the Star, it's into the reverse, but the Star is all about hope. So The star is number 17, so it's 1 plus 7, and that is 8, which is karma. And the star is all about hope, faith, and rejuvenation. And hope shines with its guiding star when everything feels lost. There's a possibility of a rebirth. Maybe this came into the reverse. Maybe this is kind of like under the surface, like you're picking up on, and maybe that you feel like, oh, maybe I should just stick around a little while longer. It's completely up to you what you decide to do. It just is all about transcending energy at this point. Yeah, because that is also why we're getting so many number 7s and 8s as well. That 8 is all about transcendence of energy, right? Have a positive perception, and this is all about trust and faith in oneself and the universe. I feel like maybe since this is reversed, maybe there's a lot of people around you that is actually not feeling a lot of hope, faith, or rejuvenation, or not feeling like they have faith in the universe or faith in themselves. Maybe that's why they're all being a little bit blocked. We also have the Page of Pentacles, and the pages are about new opportunities and new experiences. And the Page of Pentacles is about dreams and enthusiasm, new opportunities, diligence, giving new life to a venture. It's about having practical actions, and I feel like that is the main thing here. People are not having a practical actions, even though they might be stressed, they might be feeling rushed, but they don't have a practical action. So I feel like you need to really connect, maybe even sharing that light that you've been finding within yourself with other people if you decide to stay where you are. I just really want to have a card here that is representing Pisces. So usually I'm reading the negatives here first, so you know what kind of energy to move away from, and then I'm reading the positives after, so you know kind of what to focus on. So we're starting with lack of faith, loss of hope, despair, disconnection, depression, impotence, despondent, and negativity. We also have moving on, self-forgiveness, hope returns, recovery, overcoming grief and negativity, acceptance, finding peace and contentment. That is the positive one. I just read that. But let's do that. It's all about regret, failure, disappointment, grief, pessimism, feeling abandoned or unloved, loss, sadness, mourning, and discontent. So that is what you want to move away from. We also have loss of opportunities, stressing about finances, unfulfilled potential, retracting of offer, missed chances, scarcity, and deficiency. So what we want to focus on in the month of March is new material offers, new job or promotion, new opportunity, new manifestation, resources, and stability, prosperity. We also have hope, renewal, miracles, rejuvenation, faith, the North Star, purpose, spirituality, inspiration, positivity, healing, and inner clarity. And we want to focus on moving on, self-forgiveness, hope returning, recovery, overcoming grief and negativity, acceptance, finding peace and contentment. So this is what you personally would want to focus on in the month of March. So just really being open to this new, fresh energy, that there are opportunities out there for you, and you just need to tap into that. It's tapping into the hope and the faith once again, and your purpose and your inner healing and clarity, and having that positivity. You want to looking at, how can I actually be able to move on? How can I recover from this? How can I overcome this grief or negativity maybe that is surrounding me? Maybe you need to move away from, if there's a job and these kind of people surrounds you at your job, then you maybe might need to step away from it. But you want to be tactical. I know that you want to throw yourself in there, but I'm not saying like quit your job and start with your whatever you want to get started. Like, start in baby steps. That's what I'm getting, and find that hope and that North Star in what you're doing, and everything else will follow. Okay, what is the short-term outcome? I feel like we need to do this one. What is the short-term outcome for Pisces working with these energies? Wow, working with these energies, Pisces, you have the complete an utterly fulfillment card of the major arcana, like the final card in the major arcana. And this is about fulfillment, harmony, completion. I belong is a card about absolute unity, perfection, accomplishments from inner and outer energies, welcoming joy and celebrations and through your achievements and your learning, and is inviting a closure and awakening a start of a new chapter in your life. So you are picking up that maybe it's not just right to leave just yet. You need to be a little bit tactical, but in a short-term outcome here, you might be traveling even a bit more if you're tapping into this promotional energy or this new job offer that you might be waiting on here, that you might be traveling a bit more. Maybe you need to commute to work a little bit, but that's also fine. But this is going to bring you a sense of closure, and this is going to be a new chapter in your life, and it will be quite prominent because it is the major arcana, and these are a bit more life changing experiences that we're having. I'm so happy for you, Pisces. I'm very proud. It's all about fulfillment and a bit of traveling then your short-term outcome. Short-term outcome could be weeks, it could be days, weeks, but even months. So that is the short-term outcome. What is the long-term outcome for Pisces? Working with energies through the month of March. So, thank you. So we have the Two of Pentacles into the reverse, and the twos are all about patience and balance. So this is what you need to tap into as well. Having this tactical and being a little bit tactical and having this patience a little bit to balance things around you, and balancing pentacles like your security and your physical, maybe even balancing your work for a little bit and things like that. It's all about priorities, adapting to change and dealing with opposing forces. And you do that with good luck due to your ability to adapt. But since this is into the reversed, maybe you're having a little bit of a struggle to adapt in the beginning. Just allow yourself to really go with the flow. And I feel like that's also why you got the Chariot here, just to press this a little bit further, because the Chariot, he is having this chariot move with two opposing forces. So that's why I feel like this is connected together. Two opposing forces here, and the Chariot is all about direction, control, determination, pure willpower and self-control, and that leads to success and victory. And this man here, he knows when to tighten the reins of destiny and to harness the chaotic forces around him, or you in this case. He knows when to pull them a little bit tighter, when to pull the reins a little bit tighter, when to loosen them and let them flow a bit. So I feel like you need to tap into this ability to balance and this ability to adapt to change and still be staying true to who you are. It's kind of like balancing this, knowing when to, slow down a little bit, okay, now we can run free, and now we slow a little bit down and then we run free. All right, so I feel like you really need to tap into this as a long-term outcome, kind of. This is what you're learning through the month of March, somewhat how to just go a little bit with the flow but still be steady on the ground, if that makes sense. I feel like if you are interested in connecting with tarot cards or the beyond or divination in any sort of way, you need to take care of yourself and be grounded this month, okay, Pisces? It's very important. That's what I'm getting as well. I heard it a bit earlier, got a reminder now. That's what I'm just realizing now with the light and the dark here. You know, there's two sides to each coin. It's just very, very hard to forget sometimes. And I'm just saying that as a little reminder. But you will be in such great control if you're practicing. It's kind of like a muscle. You still need to work that out a little bit when it comes to the balance. Tightening here, loosening up there, and then next time you might be tightening this side and loosening up over here. All right, might be a few dials that we need to be focusing on here, but I feel like this projection card is talking about your environment here, what you're picking up from other people, what they are projecting onto you, and what you are projecting back. It's kind of like that balance also in between you. Those are also opposing forces, so you can train with this through the month of March. What can Pisces focus on training with these two opposing forces? How should they, thank you, how should they work with it? And these cards are talking about wish fulfillment, contentment, satisfaction, emotional richness, life abundance, success, achievements, recognition, and pleasure. See in your surroundings how you can be satisfied, how you can experience this emotional richness, and how you can see life's abundance. You also have this other card talking about imbalance, excess, disruptive energies, chaos, feeling out of control, inner healing, extremes, discord, recklessness, and hastiness. I feel like these two you kind of need to combine. Imbalance with wish fulfillment, excess with contentment, disruptive energies with satisfaction. Like, where can you balance these two cards together? All right, I'm just holding it there. If you want to, you can pause it, read through it for yourself. But before we close this reading, does Spirit have any other messages for Pisces? What do they need to be aware of? Communicate, talk to the moon, maybe even talk to yourself, journal. I feel like this has to do with the nightingale here, knowing where you're going. If you're going your own way, it's very important to know where you're going. Communicate with yourself, with other people, see what you can learn. If you feel like you need to work on your boundaries when it comes to, if this is your workplace or school, or even if you're in a family setting, like, where can you work on your boundaries? Where can you communicate your boundaries? Okay, I got all of them, so I'm gonna honor that. We also have slow it down. If you feel like things are going a bit too fast, or you want things to go a little bit too fast, just slow it down a little bit. Maybe even connect to Moonstone. It might be a good stone to keep in mind for your intuition and somewhat. Please have a little read about Moonstone. I felt like my eyes were drawn there, but slow it down a little bit. You're not losing out. You're exactly where you are, where you need to be, but things will start to go a bit faster once you're actually in alignment. We have also the past, the dark moon. So maybe this has to do with Lilith, this emotional clearing, becoming whole again. This, I feel like, what are you projecting? What is your dark side? Maybe even journal a little bit about your spirit sign, or your what is it called? Your spirit side, your what is it called? Your shadow side. We have protection. You are protected. Make sure that you are protected also. We have avoid drama, stay out of drama. You don't need this, whatever's going on here. You deserve so much better than that. That is also about talking about boundaries. And then we'll finish with shadow work, which I just said. So do a little bit of shadow work, dive into your shadow, and maybe even give it a voice. And that's why I'm thinking about telling you that journaling is great, but I have a hard time journaling. Maybe even, I don't want you to live in your past, but maybe you need to relive something in order to release it. Maybe you need to look at it from a different perspective. And maybe, just throwing it out there, it might be a good thing to just see a psychiatrist, just so that you can see the problem and being able to flip it around and see, oh, maybe I can look at it like this, or maybe even helping you to see how you can turn your weaknesses into successes, and how to find a balance in between that. Well, that's really what I'm getting there. Can I have another card before we close this reading? What does Pisces need to be aware of for the month of March? Could you please guide them for their highest good? Your commitment is being tested. You might be being tested somehow through work, through your emotions, through your actions. First quarter of the moon. So it's kind of like actions. What have you achieved so far? You're being tested if you really want to do something. Maybe that's what you're picking up on there. Maybe someone is actually testing you behind your back without you really realizing it. That's just why you need to be true to yourself and what you want to do. And also a fiery climax approaches. We have the full moon in Aries. So we have Aries just around the corner. So it might actually be setting some fire under our butts, Pisces. Okay, thank you so much for being here, Pisces. I really hope something resonated. If it did, please leave a like, please leave a comment. I love to hear from you, and consider subscribing. And hopefully I see you in the month of April. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye.